By drinking this tea, my 5 needle-moving tasks. We got the Bible going. So we got here. Good morning. Make some hydrogen more. But here's my stack of what I take in the morning. If you want to build muscle and burn fat, you need to have a high metabolism. And that doesn't just start with your nutrition and your training. It starts with what you do when you first wake up and when you go to sleep. So in this video, I'm going to break down the simple routines that I follow every night and every morning for the past 2 years to increase my metabolism by 97% so that my muscle gain and my fat loss comes on autopilot, so that I've had the most energy I've ever had, so that I feel mental clarity, sharp focus every single day. And it starts with these routines. So it's about 2 hours before bedtime, and the first thing I do is pop on these red light glasses, right? These are blue light blockers. The reason that these are so vital 2 hours before rest is because if you're looking at your phone screen or if you're looking at a TV, that emits blue light. Blue light spikes your cortisol levels, meaning that it stresses you out, right? It makes you not able to go into a deep rested state. And when you're preparing for bed, it is important that you allow melatonin production to start occurring in your body so that you can get tired naturally and really get some deep sleep. Now, if you have too much blue light too close to bed, your body, it gets the signal to stay awake, therefore you won't be producing melatonin and you're gonna have a hard time falling asleep. So, 2 hours before bed, put the blue light blockers on, and now I'm having a ginger tea just because I enjoy tea at nighttime, non-caffeinated obviously, and ginger tea is a thermogenic drink. So, by drinking this tea, it's gonna aid me in digestion. So any food I have left in my stomach is being digested simply with this ginger tea. And also, ginger tea is a thermo drink. So when you digest ginger, your body has to heat up to digest ginger, because ginger is high in thermogenesis, meaning my body is burning calories simply by digesting this 0-calorie tea. This is a fat loss hack, a metabolism hack. Have ginger tea. I swear it's the best. Or you can have a cold pressed ginger drink, which I also have from time to time. So I'm doing this, and what I'm also doing is, let me show you what I'm doing here. Where's this at? So I'm writing down on I have myself onboarded as a client, my 5 needle moving tasks for tomorrow. So basically, every night before I go to sleep, I write out the 5 things I need to do for the next day. The reason this helps boost metabolism is because if I don't know exactly what I need to execute on tomorrow to get closer to my goals, and I don't know what my next steps are in life, I feel anxious. And when you get anxiety, your cortisol level goes up, which does not allow you to get deep rest and deep recovery, which you need to have a high metabolism. So I always write my 5 needle moving tasks out. That gives me immense amounts of mental clarity so that I can relax and de-stress. So those are the 2 things I'm doing roughly 2 hours before bed. You want to put red light or blue light blockers on 2 hours before bed. And what I'm going to do now is just kind of wind down a little bit. I'm going to read a little bit of the Bible actually while I get a foot massage. And then I'm going to show you the supplements I take before bed. We got the Bible going. We're in Psalms right now. I'm getting myself a foot massage. Got the candle lit. Try and always have dim lights. Usually I have less light than this, but because I'm filming and you need to see me, I have the lights on. But turning candles on at nighttime is also ideal because, again, you want your body to naturally start producing melatonin. And when you're emitting too much light into your eyes at nighttime, it doesn't truly allow your body to go into that deep, rested state. But I like reading the Word at night. I like hearing God's message before I go to sleep. Puts me at ease, makes me calm. And then, of course, getting a foot massage relaxes me. That's not like something that you're probably going to do unless you buy a foot massager. Or if you got a girl, tell her massage your damn feet. You work hard, yeah, don't you? But yeah. Also, my phone is usually done by now. I'm usually not really on the phone at this point. Once I'm like within 30 minutes of bed, I'm not using my phone. I don't need to stress myself out before bedtime. And again, the blue light. So I'm going to finish this up and get straight to my supplements. So we got here magnesium biglycinate, L-theanine, and aloe vera juice. So every night before bed, I take a scoop of magnesium biglycinate. Magnesium biglycinate relaxes your mind, it relaxes your muscles, and it helps you get into a deep, relaxed state. Now, the reason it's important for relaxing your muscles is because all your muscle growth happens during sleep. So when you take magnesium biglycinate, being that it's relaxing your muscles, it's giving your muscles optimal muscle growth and repair. And that is key for sleep. It also gets your body into a deep, relaxed state, which is super beneficial. It's one of the most important factors for me when it comes to my sleep. Now, I mix this with aloe vera juice, 4 ounces. So aloe vera juice works as basically a soother for your gut, right? The reason it's so great for metabolism is because if you want to have a high metabolism, you can't have any inflammation, number 1. And number 2, you need to have low cortisol levels, right? Aloe vera juice works in your gut the same way it works on a burn. It soothes your gut microbiome, allowing you to have smoother digestion, less inflammation, lower cortisol levels. So if anything I ate today caused me inflammation, this is going to put it out the same way aloe vera on your skin puts out a burn. So it is so underrated and amazing for your gut health. And gut health is the key for muscle growth, fat loss, and metabolism. So I just do 4 ounces. I mix this stuff up. And then L-theanine makes you calm as well. L-theanine calms your mind and it relaxes you. So between these 2 things right here, this little combination puts me into such a deep sleep so I can wake up feeling recovered. I get my deep rest, which allows my brain recovery to happen. It allows my muscle recovery to happen. So I just pop one of these little capsules, mix this up. Got a little too excited there. But yeah, that's it. Now, I'm gonna go brush my teeth, put a piece of mouth tape on, stretch and pray, and get my ass in bed. Just brush my teeth. So I'm about to put these mouth tape strips on. I wear them every single night because nasal breathing promotes deep sleep. So when you put these fucking strips on and you look like a serial killer, you get the best sleep. Breathing through your nose sets you in such deep rest. So that's my little routine. I'm already feeling the magnesium. I'm also gonna stretch my legs, and then I just say a prayer before bed. Prayer calms my mind. It really makes me feel whole and connected to God. And stretching, I just, I've had knee injuries in the past. I think it's good as you get older to make sure that you carry the least amount of tension in your body possible. So I'll just do some dynamic leg stretching on my yoga mat, and then I'll, take the foam roller, roll my back a little bit, roll my legs. I don't like going to sleep feeling tense. So I'm about to slap these things the fuck on. I'll show you. Some angle right here. Check this out. All right, well, I'll see you guys in the morning, and I'm gonna look shot tomorrow morning, but you're just gonna have to deal with it. When I put this on, I can't open my mouth anymore, so good night. Good morning. So typically what I'll do is I'll brush my teeth and then I'll come out here and get straight to my morning routine, and then I'll shower. But since I knew I was coming on here to talk to you guys, I took a shower so I didn't look crazy like a zombie, and so I could wake up a little bit so I could think about what I'm saying to you guys. So here we are. It's the morning. Like I said, I've showered, but typically I just come straight out here and I already have my things set up from the night before. So I'm gonna show you what I do. So the very first thing I'm gonna do is make some hydrogen water. Hydrogen water is one of the best forms of water that you can drink because it reduces inflammation in your body, in your gut. It improves cognitive function. It's been shown to help with diseases. There's endless benefits to this. It helps with natural energy. So just in the morning, I have hydrogen water. It also makes the things that I'm taking, the supplements that I'm taking, get absorbed better into my body. So I have the one that Gary Brecka makes, Echo Lab, I think it's called. But I have my hydrogen water with some lemon. So having lemon in the water is a metabolism boost. It gets your BMR going so that I can get my body burning calories first thing in the morning, and it has antioxidants, which is amazing for gut health as well, which again boosts metabolism. So having lemon water is one of the best things you could do in the morning. So I'm gonna have this with some more aloe vera juice. As I mentioned earlier last night, how aloe vera juice soothes your gut. And so I just mix that in the morning as well, because you can never have too good gut health. That doesn't exist. So I just take these little lemon squeezers, squeeze these bad boys right here. Get my day going. This really spruces me up for the day and gets me going. My objective in the morning is obviously boost my metabolism, but I want to get myself cognitively ready, get my body primed to rock and roll. So I'm gonna wait for this to finish being made. In the meantime, we're gonna put some aloe vera juice up in here, up in this bitch right here. 4 ounces. Boom. Now we just wait for the hydrogen water to be done, and we'll drink it. So when we sleep, we become very dehydrated. So it's very important in the morning that you're getting a lot of fluids in and getting electrolytes in, because our body gets depleted of electrolytes at night. And without electrolytes, you're not gonna be able to have a high metabolism. You're gonna be sluggish. So you need to get energized. So here's my stack of what I take in the morning. Very first thing is creatine. Creatine is one of the best supplements for muscle growth, fat loss, and just having a high metabolism in general. Creatine is also great for cognitive function. It's been shown to increase cognitive ability. That's why I take it in the morning. It gets my brain power firing. But with the mix of the water, it's gonna fill my muscles. It's gonna help me with recovery. It's gonna help me with muscle growth. Creatine is one of the most researched supplements on the market. It is essential if you wanna be shredded and you wanna be jacked. So I just take 5 grams of that, and then I have some Baja Gold mineral sea salt. I'm gonna take half a teaspoon. This has all 91 trace minerals, the minerals that our bodies are made up of. So when I have this in the morning, it's going to hydrate my body in the best way possible. It's the cleanest, purest form. You can get a bag of this for on Amazon for $12. This thing's gonna last you 6 months. So stop taking bullshit LMNT packets and all that nonsense and take this. So I'm gonna take this, and then I'm gonna take this here, B12 L-methylfolate. This is also amazing for liver health, cognitive ability. It's good for your brain. And of course, B12, B vitamins in general, are responsible for transferring your food into energy. B12 gives you natural energy. So this is an amazing supplement to take in the morning to get you mentally ready, get the metabolism firing, and get ready to convert all the food you're gonna eat throughout the day into muscle. And then L-glutamine, this is something I take specifically because I had ulcerative colitis. It helps with your GI tract and your immune function in your body. It's a nitrogen transporter. So this is also gonna help just help my body be optimal as far as the way my organs function and such. And then I take seed. Seed is one of the best supplements on the market for gut health. It is a prebiotic and a probiotic. So taking this every single morning primes my gut to be able to absorb all the protein for the day, to be able to have no inflammation so I can think clearly, so that I don't get bloated throughout the day. So this stack right here is just straight up dialed. If you had this stack every single morning, you'd have such a fucking high metabolism and you'd be feeling amazing. So I'm gonna get this down, and then I'm gonna show you how I do my breath work, stretch, and prayer for the morning. So I had 32 ounces of water, and something else I want to mention is I don't go on my phone for the first 60 minutes of the day, because looking at your phone that emits blue light is going to spike your cortisol as well. And in the morning, your cortisol levels are the highest. You want to let them naturally come down. And I don't want to stress myself out with whatever nonsense I'm going to see when I first look at my phone. So I like to have my own mental sanity, my own peace in the morning. It's not good to look at your phone first thing in the morning. And of course, you don't want your cortisol spike. So not ideal. Don't look at your phone for the first hour of the day. Do your routine in solace, in peace. So that being said, let's get into the stretching. So what I'm doing now is I come to my window, I sit here, I get some fresh air in, and I start doing breath work. So breath work lowers cortisol levels. So it's gonna make you feel very relaxed, very calm. It's almost like a euphoric state you feel when you're done with breath work. And obviously, the lower your cortisol levels are, the more clear-headed you're gonna be, the better your gut health is gonna be, which allows you to have a high metabolism. So it's a great thing for stress. You can do this at any point of stress throughout the day. It gets your brain into a calm, meditative state so you can be primed to make amazing decisions and just crush it with the work you're gonna do for the day. So I basically come here, I do 3 rounds of 10 where I'll sit here, I'll breathe deep through my nostrils and out through my mouth in a controlled manner. So it looks something like this. And you want to hold your breath in between sets. Now, I'm not going to bore you with the whole 3 rounds, so I want to stop the camera here, but in between, you want to hold your breath. So when I'm done with that last 10th rep, I'll go until I start my next set of breath work. So I'll do 3 rounds of that. You get super lightheaded, you're going to feel amazing. Now, I'll come over here, and I do this at night as well. I'm gonna do a dynamic stretch. So I'm gonna loosen up my hips, I'm gonna loosen up my quads, my hamstrings, and my back. And the reason I do this is because when you're in the gym training, and just as you get older, you wanna make sure your body is nimble and loose. Because the more tight you are, the easier at risk you are for injury. So I always come and I'll do a little bit of dynamic stretching in the morning. Again, my hips, mainly my legs. I've had 2 knee surgeries in the past, so I'm even more careful than most. But I'll really get up in here and get this. And then after I do this stretch, I'm gonna do 50 push-ups that I do every single morning, because push-ups are amazing micro movements, meaning any short little movements that you can do that exalt energy from your body is going to boost metabolic rate. Because you're basically tearing up little muscle fibers when you do these subtle little exercises, and the process of your body trying to repair that increases metabolism. So doing like random little push-ups throughout the day, random little air squats throughout the day is a hack for having a high BMR. So basically what I'm going to do is just stretch out and then hit my push-ups. Something else you will notice is I didn't have caffeine. Now, you don't want to have coffee for the first 90 minutes of your morning, because coffee spikes cortisol, even though you can do some things to mitigate that. But in the first 90 minutes, we have something called adenosine that's produced in our brains as we sleep. And adenosine makes us sleepy. And it takes about 90 minutes for your body to naturally flush the adenosine out. Now, caffeine doesn't actually give you energy. It just traps and blocks adenosine. So if you drink coffee in the first 90 minutes and your body hasn't naturally flushed out that tired chemical out of your body, all you're doing is trapping it in there so that when the caffeine wears off at 2-3 p.m., you're going to crash. Whereas if you wait for your body to naturally get the adenosine out and then drink coffee, then you'll get all the benefits of the caffeine without the crash later on. And then of course, the cortisol spike is something else you have to be conscious of. Caffeine spikes your cortisol. So I'll show you what I do after this to mitigate cortisol spike when I have my morning coffee. So I'm gonna hit my 50 push-ups here. Light work. So now that I've done my push-ups, I'll stay right here, and I'll usually close the blinds because it says in the Bible when you pray, you're supposed to pray in private. I don't want anyone watching me pray. But I'm going to say my prayer, worship God, and then I'll show you how I make my morning coffee. So as I mentioned, you got to be careful with the coffee you drink. So I drink this coffee called Death Wish. Death Wish is USDA organic. The reason you want organic is because coffee that isn't organic is typically sprayed with glyphosate, which is a chemical used to kill weeds. So that's why most people, when they drink coffee, have to run to the bathroom, because you're literally drinking glyphosate, which is going to cause inflammation. So you want USDA organic, preferably freshly ground. This one isn't, but typically I get a coffee from Costco that's freshly ground, because when you get coffee like a Cafe Bustelo that's been sitting in the container, they don't regulate those coffees very well. So that coffee could literally be sitting in that container for 3 to 6 months collecting mold. So you got to be very, very careful about the coffee that you drink. So USDA organic, freshly ground if you can, and preferably lab tested for chemicals, etc. This one is. So Death Wish is really good. And then as I mentioned, caffeine spikes cortisol. So you want to have your first cup of coffee with some sort of food. Phone keeps running out of storage, but putting grass-fed butter in the coffee actually slows down the release of caffeine. So you're not getting a crazy cortisol spike, and you're feeling the effects of caffeine for longer throughout the day. So having a little bit of grass-fed butter in your coffee is ideal. And then an L-theanine capsule. L-theanine is another thing that's going to reduce cortisol. It's going to calm your mind, and it increases focus. This is something that's in a lot of pre-workouts. So when you mix the grass-fed butter with the L-theanine and your caffeine, you become a dial machine. So I'm gonna pour up some coffee right now, and then I'm gonna go get some sunlight and get my day started. So to close out, if you can get 10 to 15 minutes of sunlight in the morning, it is so optimal for your circadian rhythm. It's gonna signal to your body to wake up. You get the sun in your eyes. This way at nighttime, your body will naturally produce melatonin. It's gonna get your circadian rhythm and your sleep cycle on point so you can get really great sleep. And of course, sunlight is vitamin D. Vitamin D is a pro-hormone. Our bodies need vitamin D to have high energy, to fight inflammation, to focus. Vitamin D is essential. So this is also, the sun's gonna give you that dopamine. You're gonna release cortisol. You're gonna be so dialed. If you follow this morning routine and this nighttime routine, your fat loss is gonna increase, your muscle gain is gonna double, you're gonna feel fantastic, mentally focused every single day. So if you like the video, subscribe to my channel, shoot me a like, drop a comment if this was helpful at all for you, if you have any questions for me. But yeah, hope this was helpful.